Welcome to Walk the Line. I'm your host, OG Chris Murray. Y'all know what time it is, man. Happy New Year's. Let's dive into these Week 8 golden picks. First up, we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Big Homie versus SJ and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dwayne Haskins got his first win last week after his debut as an Indianapolis Colt after being traded from the Washington Redskins. He managed to throw for over 248 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, securing his team a 45-24 victory over the Raiders. However, you're facing a different beast this week. SJ, you're facing the O-line who's given up 24 total sacks. This is the game that Josh Allen has been waiting for. Let the beast loose. The guys like Jalen Ramsey or Woozier should reap the reward from the pressure that Allen is going to cause. This is a no-brainer for me. With my pick, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars getting the W going into Week 9. Now, moving on to the next matchup. We got toning New England Patriots versus tight working the Miami Dolphins. The season seems to be going in a drain week after week after week for these New England Patriots. They're sitting at 0-6. At this point, man, it's just more of a pride thing. You don't want to finish the season 0-16. Or could this be a tank one-on-one by Tone? We don't know because they seem to be reaching for or trying to get that top-rated quarterback in this draft. So I'm a little confused on what's going on out there in New England. But let's switch gears and talk about these Miami Dolphins. Y'all facing a defense who's ranked in the bottom half of all league categories. Rookie wide receiver Rice has been lighting the lead up. This week, expect shutdown cornerback Stephon Gilmore to be handling most of the workload facing and defending this guy. But I don't think that this defense has enough to keep up with this high-powered Miami offense. And the way that this New England Patriots team has been playing, it seems to me that they are pretty much packed up for the offseason. So this is a no-brainer again. I'm taking with my pick, the Miami Dolphins getting a W going into Week 9. Coming up next, we have...
Oh my God. He's shit everywhere. My house is full of shit! He's shit everywhere!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the shit bowl game, aka the shit water game. We had to bring it back in this week because this game right here is the definition of what it is labeled. We have the Bills and skill tree coming into this matchup, sitting at 1-5 versus Solomon Kane and the Tennessee Titan, who is sitting at 0-6. Neither guy can figure out how to put their team in position to secure a W. The Bills play tough throughout each game, facing each opponent, but seems to drop the ball in clutch moments. The Titans, however, has not figured out their flow in this Madden cycle. Season after season after season has been the same exact thing. Their team pretty much fighting for top draft picks. That's it. This game right here, man, I don't even know how to pick it, but my gut is telling me to go with the Bills, so I'm gonna stick with my gut on this one. I'm taking the Bills, getting a W, going into Week 9. Next up, we have the Bucs and the Bears versus Ralph and the Minnesota Vikings. The Bucs enter this matchup sitting at 6-1. Should be an easy W if he can stick to the things that works. Khalil Mack enters this matchup leading the lead with 19.5 sacks. I can see him having a breakout game this week, sacking Baker Mayfield 6 times due to the Bears' front 4 shutting down the Vikings' 15th ranked run game, putting the Vikings in a position to have to put the game on Baker Mayfield's shoulders. Vikings, y'all going to have to figure out how to find some momentum in this matchup. Y'all got a hot Chicago Bears team coming into town, and y'all going to have to figure out how to get a W in this matchup. But this is another no-brainer game for me. I don't think that the Vikings has what it takes to slow down this Bears team. So with my pick, I'm taking a Bucs, getting the W, going into Week 9. Moving on, we got Rich and the Giants versus Westside Pablo and the Eagles. Richie entered this matchup with the number 3 ranked defense in the DML. Yes, I said it, ladies and gentlemen, the number 3 ranked defense. Every bit of this defense will be needed in this matchup this week. They're facing one of the most balanced users in the DML when it comes to passing the ball and running the ball. However, the Eagles don't fall victim to the trap. Keep the game plan balanced. Take what this defense gives you. Miles Sanders and Le'Veon Bell has proven that they are one of the most elite running back duo in the DML, combining for 911 rushing yards and a total of 11 rushing TDs. I can see that y'all need to stick to the same formula implicated in this matchup. This is another no-brainer pick for me. I'm taking Westside Pablo and the Eagles getting the W going into week number 9. Moving on, we got JB and the Seahawks versus Niner Time and the 49ers. Both of these guys enter this matchup sitting at 3-3, trying to make a playoff push. The Seahawks has been in most of their games throughout the season, but play calling in crucial moments of the game has caused them to drop numerous games that they should have won. 49ers, Jimmy G is playing MVP football, but one thing that's sitting out to me about this team is y'all can't seem to figure out how to convert on third down. 45% is not going to cut it if you plan on trying to get wins in the DML. This game right here is going to come down to a couple factors. Can the 49ers figure out a way how to protect Jimmy G because they're facing a defense who's ranked in the top half of the DML at getting after the quarterback? Number 2, can the 49ers figure out how to make that third down conversion number go up a little bit? Number 3, can the Seahawks figure out how to get top production and not make the wrong type of play calling in clutch moments throughout the game? This is going to be a dogfight. This is must-watch football, but with my pick, this is a no-brainer. I'm taking the 49ers getting the W going into week 9. Moving on, we have the Broncos versus the Chiefs. KP and these Chiefs have one thing to figure out, and that is how to cover this Las Vegas line, which is right now has the Chiefs favored by 35.5 points, which is one of the biggest lines to date in the DML. And I think that in this matchup, KP is going to cover it. He got one of the most explosive wide receiver groups. He has Patrick Mahomes back there, and this game right here is not one of the matchups that this struggling Denver Broncos team wanted this week. So no brainer with this game, taking the Chiefs getting a W by a large margin going into week 9. Moving on, we have Expert in the Dallas Cowboys versus under 2 rated in the Washington Redskins. Expert enters this matchup at a perfect 6-0. You already knocked this team off in the first half of the season. I don't expect anything different. Defense, 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 defense. The Redskins seem to scrap and switch the script on trying to compete to trying to rebuild this organization. They traded away quarterback Dwayne Haskins. The offense isn't clicking, and the defense lost their hunger to come out and want to ball out. This right here is a matchup of, can the Redskins find some form of momentum? I don't think that this week will be the week. Expert has a formula at beating these guys, so with my pick, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys getting the W going into week 9. Next up, Emerald and the Packers versus my man T-Pain and the Detroit Lions. The hottest offense in the DML is heading to Detroit. And this is the game right here where Vegas just don't seem to think that the Lions have a chance at winning. The current spread for this game right now has the Packers favored by 27.5 points. Even though T-Pain is my guy, I think Vegas got this one right. And this is a no-brainer game. I'm taking Emerald with the points, covering the spread, getting a W going into week 9. Moving on, we have King Vitamin and the Los Angeles Chargers versus Andy and those Las Vegas Raiders. Neil Bryant is entering his second season, okay, but seems to still be making rookie mistakes. Turning the ball over 21 times, young fella, is not going to cut it. You need to be able to take care of the rock and put your team in the best position to win games in the DML. The Raiders, after taking a loss last week against those Colts, Sam Darnold needs to do one thing and one thing only: clear his mind, find a happy place, because last week's performance, throwing 6 total interceptions, is not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. You're going up against a defense right now who's coming off of a bye week, who's very rested, and they're trying to make a playoff push. You're going to have to take care of the ball, especially on your home field. But this is a no-brainer game for me either. With my pick, I'm going to have to take the Raiders, getting a bounce-back W, getting things going in the right direction, trying to make a playoff push. Moving on, we have Hamilton and the Panthers versus Marizi and the Saints. The Panthers organization just don't trust in Willie O'Boy. It's rumors that they're tanking right now, and the tank is running down Hamilton for them to secure one of these top elite quarterbacks in this upcoming draft. Now, I don't know if the rumors are true, but the way that this Carolina Panthers team has been playing, it doesn't matter what quarterback is back there throwing a rock if you're getting sacked 31 times. Saints and Marizi, Y'all took down the division frontrunner C-Rob last week. Okay, this is a game right here that you want to win if you plan on trying to compete for this division. They're going up against an opponent who's struggling across the board. Christian McCaffrey can't seem to get things going. The defense is in a slump. This matchup right here is a must-win for you if you plan on competing for this division crown. This is a no-brainer for me. The way the Panthers are playing, I'm taking the Saints, getting the W going into Week 9. Next up, we have C. Robbins versus Flair and those Los Angeles Rams. This game right here is going to be a little bit tougher for the Bucks than what a lot of viewers might think. The Rams coming to this matchup with the most dangerous pass rush duo, superstar X Factor Aaron Donald. He's paired with superstar X Factor Marcus Hurst. These guys combined for a total of 23 sacks, and it's pretty much at this point, pick your poison on who you decide to double team. The Buccaneers is going to have to figure out how to protect Jameis Winston, who have already been sacked 27 times. But this is a no-brainer pick for me. I think that C-Rob right now is just more of a better player than Flair. So I'm taking the Bucks getting a W going into Week 9. Those are my picks. Now let's dive into the DML game of the week. We have my Pittsburgh Steelers versus Bruce and those Cleveland Browns. Both guys coming to this matchup sitting at 5-1. Both guys coming to this matchup looking to dethrone and take that division crown. The Steelers going to have to figure out how to take away the run game. The Browns are going to have to figure out how to make the Pittsburgh Steelers cause turnovers. Flat out, they're going to have to figure out how to get the Steelers out of their comfort zone and make them cause turnovers. This game right here is going to come down to Kimmy and Bruce figure out how to make each other uncomfortable, take away things that we like to do, and bring something new to the table. Because at this point, both guys are playing lights out football, and this is going to be must-watch football right here. I never pick against myself, even though I know it's going to be a dogfight. I'm taking my Pittsburgh Steelers, getting a W, moving on to Week 9. Now, those are the golden picks, and y'all know what time it is. Let's dive into the OG thoughts. Okay, coming in this week, I had to go with, for the most explosive offenses, Embrew and those Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions, man, ranked in the bottom half of the league in all categories as far as on the defensive side of the ball. And this run game and this offensive line that the Packers has put together is going to make things very, 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 very dangerous for this Green Bay Packers offense. So this is a no-brainer. Packers locking in most explosive offense for this week. Moving on, Mr. Stingy of the week. I had to go with Expert and his Dallas Cowboys. Right now they're ranked top 5 across the board in all defensive categories. And the number one thing that stands out to me is this team knows how to shut down a run, which is a big part of the Washington Redskins offense. So Mr. Stingy of the week has to go to Expert and those Dallas Cowboys. Casper of the week. Got to go with Hollywood Brown, wide receiver of the LA Rams, going up against C-Rob and those Buccaneers, who has a secondary who's ranked currently top 10 in causing INTs. I think they're going to take Hollywood Brown out of this game and force Mr. Jared Goff to finding a new favorite target. Breakout player of the week. This is a no-brainer. Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing against a struggling Denver Broncos secondary, who's given up a total of 278 passing yards per game. This should be a no-brainer. Patrick Mahomes shouldn't even break a sweat in this matchup. Got Patrick Mahomes throwing for over 5 passing touchdowns and winning and helping his team win this game by a large margin. Y'all got my picks. Y'all got my thoughts on who I think will be the most explosive offense this week. Mr. Stingy of this week, Casper of the week, and Breakout Player of the week. I'm your host, OG Chris Murray. Drop a comment on who you think can fit all these categories. What picks you think are lock picks for this week and next week. I'm out.